Right now you should see what I'm working with. Stick with the process. Oh, I'm gonna buy some Velcro rollers. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you how I do my fake blowout at home with Velcro rollers and time. Okay, we're gonna start with this, which is basically towel dried hair. I haven't done anything with it. I have not. This is why whenever I do a video like this, people will tell me about the curly girl method. I can't deal with it. Can't deal with that much product in my hair, but I do have naturally wavy hair. So now I've left it to kind of semi-dry by itself. I will use some kind of detangler. I'm going to use two products from the Dry Bar. It's not sponsored, I just happen to be using two products from the Dry Bar. Prep Rally is so nice. I think this has some kind of, does it have heat protectant? It does. It has heat protectant, and obviously it's a detangler, which is like, for me, everything I could possibly want in a product is in this bowl, and I have a very small amount of it left. Huge thing for me for the products from the Dry Bar as well is that they smell incredible. Right, so I'm going to detangle my hair first, and then we're going to get into the mousse. Again, Dry Bar. This is the Southern Belle Volume Boosting Root Lifter. I've had this forever, so I don't know if both of these products are still even available, or if they look different, or if they've been given different names. I'm using a different camera today. Will you please focus on the product? Yes, you will. Ta-da! The thing that's a bit special about this is it's got a weird nozzle. It's got like a little focused nozzle, I suppose you would call it. And so it's designed to spray directly in your roots. This has been a total game changer for me. So I'm like I said at the beginning, pretty anti-product in my hair because my hair, it can get quite weighed down and greasy really quickly. But recently I've been putting mousse at the roots of my hair and making sure that I dry it and don't let it dry naturally. And my hair, I mean, it doesn't look fantastic. It's not like I'm like amazing at hair, but my hair does not look greasy and dirty the next day, which it usually would do. So that's a little bit magical. So I'm gonna just get all that in the roots and then rough dry my hair. Actually, as I brush it through, it usually kind of like brings a little bit through, but I'm going to spray some mousse on the brush and get it through the lengths of my hair as well, because the whole thing of this is we want it to hold and be big everywhere. So we get an instant idea of the volume that you get from mousse. It's a lot, and I didn't blow dry it with a brush at all. I literally just like waited until my hair was totally dry. And this is what it ended up like. So it kind of does, you know, all by itself, kind of does something. Now for those of you who feel like me, like you like a clean feel, you're not going to get that. It's not going to feel clean. That is the only thing. I can definitely feel the product in my hair. But if you want volume, if you want special occasion va-va-voom hair, stick with the process. Follow along, I promise. I don't usually section my hair, but because we have so much of it right now, because it's so much volume, I'm going to. Right, this is the curling tongue that I'm going to use. To use it, I'm going to have to turn on some big lights. Let's see what difference this makes. Ooh. Okay, now I'm going to let you into a secret. For those of you who are a little absent-minded like me, I have any kind of heat tool, anything that needs to be switched off in this room, connected to a separate power bank, not power bank, what's it called, you know, like strip extension cord, that also is connected to my filming lights. And so to use it, I have to turn on the lights. And when I turn that whole power strip off, this will turn off whether or not I've remembered to turn it off or not. And I will remember. I mean, from the car, I can see if these lights are still on, so just a little tip between me and you. So once that has heated up, what I'm gonna do is take sections, I'm gonna tongue them like you usually would. You don't really need to worry about like even direction, because it's really just about getting some heat on them. You could straighten them. I personally feel like you kind of, that's going against what we're trying to do. So I'll just quickly tongue them, and then I'll put them up in Velcro rollers. I then, once I've got them up in the Velcro rollers, we'll use some kind of pin. You could use bobby pins if you want, you know, like grips, or a pin like this, which is what I choose to do. The more, the merrier. The more you get in, the bigger their hair will be. And after that, I might give it a quick blast of hot air. I need the extra heat. Sometimes when I've done this, I will blast it with the hairdryer to give it like heat everywhere and then leave it to cool. The key is getting it hot while it goes in the rollers and then leaving them to cool as long as possible. And so now I'm gonna go and do some other things and I'll be back. It's been a little while. I think it's time. They're pretty cool. Obviously I've done a full face of makeup. Now a little tip, use one of these. I usually have an enormous one. Here we go. Like this, like a Coke can width of one. And that is how I store these grips. Like this, so that they don't get lost. I also keep the rollers, I will show you, in one of these. It's one of those flat lay bags, which once upon a time was great for makeup. And then I realised I just never could find anything. I never had a surface. Like right now you should see what I'm working with, but I do not have an empty surface to flat lay this. But this is really useful for rollers, and so I use one big roller to roll them all and hold these on, and I use my flat lay bag to hold all my rollers. It's like Michelle Pfeiffer, 90s supermodel, everything of my dreams. I love it so much. It makes me feel so glamorous. And although it's not low effort, you're like front loading the effort. So while I've got a bit of time, I'll put the rollers in, go about, do what I do, maybe get dressed, put my makeup on, and then I take it all down and it's like, just left the salon. If I'm going on a long drive, put the rollers in, take them out just before I get there. Well, not just if I'm driving. Maybe when I get there, but if I'm not driving, then just before I get there, and then I'm like out of the car looking like I just left the hairdressers. And this is kind of a straighter look once I've actually brushed it all out. I love it. It's so retro. I absolutely love this way of styling my hair. I do it all the time now, and now you know this is how I do it. It's not rocket science. I feel like I was teaching you something that you already absolutely knew, but if not helpful, hopefully it was at least entertaining. And maybe one of you was leaving this like, oh, I'm gonna buy some Velcro rollers.